Dear respected faculty, dear guest speakers, the faculty and the students of the Crescent and College. I'm not a great speaker, so I do my work and I do all the things. Especially, I'm not an artist, I'm not a creator, I'm just to do what I learned and I follow that. So, simply. So, let me begin with what do I say? Like after having a good speeches, what I'm talking is like a simple neurosurgeon's language, whatever I speak. So let me begin with a simple request. So for just 5 seconds, move any of your finger, like anything, any finger. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You didn't think about the neurons. You didn't think about the pathways, or you didn't think about the like synapses. You don't know. I mean, you didn't think about any of that stuff, but you moved a finger. So what really happened in those 5 seconds was billions. That means crores of invisible electrical impulses. They traveled from your brain to the spinal cord, through the peripheral nerve, into your finger. Perfectly coordinated, perfectly timed, so that one simple thing happened. The same finger moved. So that is the world where we are living at this point of the time. So what I'm trying to say here is the invisible thing decides everything. It's not the what we are seeing here. The invisible dictates us to do the things. Okay. So I'm a neurosurgeon. By choice, I did that. I grew up, I'm in a small village. I did up to 10th class in a small village, and after that in Telugu medium. I mean, it's my local language. So I went into the university and I tried my level best to become a doctor. So during during my life as a medical student, so the first thing what was happened is like everyone thinks that everything goes smooth for a medical student, but there are sometimes he has to think beyond what he is seeing. So I was stood outside the ICU and there was a patient with a severe brain injury. His relatives are outside. So they didn't ask me any big questions like what is CT scan showing, what is the surgery you are doing. They asked me only one thing, doctor, will he be okay? It's a very simple question, but I don't have the answer at that point of the time. So that was very unsettling moment. So I thought like what my system is teaching me, the medical system is teaching me that how to diagnose a disease, how to treat a disease, whatever it doesn't teach me like how to hold someone's fear. That was the first invisible thread that came along with me all throughout my life. So as a neurosurgeon, everyone thinks about me and seeing me as having the big things like big scans, brain scans, like complex surgeries and advanced machineries. But are you thinking those made me my life like this? I don't think so. So the life, what I have, what my journey is shaped by some invisible threads, like quiet moments, small decisions, and connection with a lot of the people. So those shaped my life, what you are seeing at this point of the time. And during my next step is like training as a neurosurgeon. So why I choose neurosurgery? Because it needs a lot of precision. Even a millimeter excess or a change, there will be no room for that mistake. If I do 1 millimeter more, during the surgery, if I go 1 millimeter more, the patient may not walk again or may not speak again. If a second or 1 hour late in the surgery, the patient may not wake up again. Here I am not saying about the complexity of the neurosurgery. I am saying about the silence behind that. I am saying about the patient is not waking up. I am saying about the patient may not speak, may not walk. That is the silence. That taught us the responsibility. That invisible thread taught us the responsibility to do the surgery correctly. Not only do it correct, but to gain the trust of the patient. That is the most important invisible thread, what I connected myself. So, the next step, once I finished my neurosurgery, I went to the, I have an enthusiasm. I want to create something big because I don't have at my village. I don't have nearly 100 kilometers or 500 kilometers nearby me. The excellence in neurosurgery was not there. So I thought I want to create. So in order to create that, I have to learn something. So I come across with so many universities. I came to different countries to learn those. And during that learning, I come across with so many advanced technologies. The machines, these are like scientific fiction movies. So with that machines, I came to know what is possible. But really the patients made me to understand what is important. So machines cannot teach everything. Patients teach us what is important and what is needed during this crisis of the time. So at that point of the time, especially in one situation like that, so I'll keep it for the last. So what machines can't teach is basically the human resilience. So if we treat a patient, even with the highest technology and with the possible success, but even the patient feels unseen, is not a real surgery. It is not a real success. So the connection, the human connection, the resilience of the patient is very, very important. That's what is that is one of the most invisible thread. That resilience will not be created by machines. It will be created only with the human connection. That invisible thread we should carry on. And once I finish my training, the next phase is coming. What should I do? Whether to have a comfortable life abroad, because there the systems were there. Path was made. Everything is simple. I'll get $1 million per year. And I live my life very quietly, smoothly, easily. So, but I used to keep on recurring thought. If neurosurgery excellence exists, why geography decides this? Why metropolitan cities and tier 1 cities have all the neurosurgical excellence? All the doctors who did all those, why they should stay there only? Why they didn't come back? Or what about the tier 2 and tier 3 cities? Because I grew up in a small village, so definitely I have a partiality towards the facilities where we lack those. So I took a decision and came back. So I came back with uncertainty. I don't have clear clarity, but I came with a conviction. I thought I have to build a hospital. Purpose is rarely comfortable. Very rarely comfortable. It teaches us, it says us, it pulls us into uncertainty and says us, whispering in our ears, do it anyway. That's what it says, but you have to do it. And then the second phase, the next phase is building a hospital. We were not building a hospital, we were building the trust. So patients came to us not because of the advertisements. They came to us because some other person who got treatment from us They told to the other person and other person, other person. They whispered them that go there, they will listen to you. So here the most important thing is developing a human connection. The thread is whether we are listening to their pain or not, whether we are taking their pain or not, do we have the empathy or not? Even though having excellence doesn't make, if the empathy is not there, it doesn't connect with the human. So there are so many nights I have sleepless nights, basically, literally speaking. There are so many moments where failure dominated than success in my mind. But one thing always, I felt happy after walking a patient after surgery, or someone who spoke after a silence, brief period of silence, or the family who has happiness, smiling after a period of despair. That is the period where I felt your invisible efforts transforms into visible impacts. And the other thing, the next page is here, the incident I'll tell you, like whatever I want to tell at that point of the time. So one patient, I'll never forget that patient, because I did a complex brain surgery. He came in coma and he went home normally. And he came after a few months, literally speaking 3 months. He came a second follow-up. And at that follow-up, he didn't remember my name. He didn't know what procedure I have done. And he told only one thing: Doc, I'm living my life again. So just those words, whatever are there, those are like, it is like a great words in front of, to a doctor or a human being or anyone. Doc, I am living my life again. I can live again. It's not simple words. Those are like the invisible thread that is connecting both of us. And people might forget what we did. People might forget what the advantage they got, but they'll never forget how safe they felt when they are at your service. You have to remember that, and you have to, no medical education or no world will teach us this. So it is the invisible, how they feel the safety, you need to keep up rising that safety. So this is not my story. Everyone here is weaving these invisible threads. So maybe the faculty, they are shaping the confidence in students. Maybe parents, they are creating the self-worthiness, shaping them. And students, basically, they are shaping up their future. And especially the leaders who organized this event, they are creating a culture. I heard this is the first TEDx edition. They are creating a culture here. So with all this, we will not see the impacts immediately. Whatever they do, the impacts come very late. In neurosciences, we'll always listen. The signals come, and if you repeat the signals again and again, that will form a memory. In the same way, the brain heals. In the same way, the reformation occurs. So, I'll leave you with one question. So, you people are here. What invisible thread you guys are shaping here? Is it what you're shaping? So is it accountability? I think these 5 or 6 what I am saying here, these are the invisible thread for any success or any humanity or anything. Accountability, excellence, empathy, stewardness, integrity, professionalism, respect. These are very, very, very important. And if you follow these, the people, I mean, in someone's life, somewhere, at some point of the time, you will create a visible impact. You don't know that, but there will be an impact, and that will. So, in this BSA Crescent College, people are, I mean, students, they are learning how to build the, like, systems, how to manage the systems, coding the programs, and maybe they might bring the Neuralink also here. But one thing I'll ask you, the one thing that will stay forever, one thing you need to build is the only one thing, the trust. You need to build the trust. If you build the trust, if you do with intention, you will create a visible impact. That visible impact all comes from invisible threads. And be the silent force of this growing universe. Be the silent force of this moving world, successful world, and be a. And brain always tells us only one thing. Based on its position, it is invisible. So just don't chase the visibility. Just chase the meaning of life. Just chase the meaning. That will create impact on everyone's life. Thank you. Thank you very much.